Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. I'm Josie with Awakened Soul, and we're here for a reading about the person on your mind and your connection to each other. I hope you're having a fabulous day or night whenever you're joining in for today's reading. In our reading today, we're going to be talking about how your person describes you to other people. So what do they really have to say about you? How do they explain your personality type to others? These could be strangers, friends, family members of theirs, but I'm here to spill the tea. So we're gonna get started with a couple of energy cards to see how this person describes your overall essence, personality, vibe, and then we're gonna get more specific using the tarot after that. So, okay. We had one card fall to the ground. It's the stingray. I'm actually gonna pick it up because I wanna show you the image. So give me a second. Okay, because the image on this card is really important. I don't wanna miss anything for us. So like I said, we have the image of the stingray here. The reason I picked it up is because I want you to see the spine is lit up with all of the chakra points and colors on it, okay? We also have the whale, and we have the bear. You may have a very watery energy to you, or you may have water sign energy in your big three: Scorpio, Cancer, Pisces, Sun, Moon, Rising signs. We also have a little bit of earth energy coming through with the bear. Okay, so getting to the point now, I think your person describes you as somebody who is very sensitive, very emotional, also very deep. There's a lot to you. You're not like a surface level type of person from their perspective. You have a lot of depth to you as a person, including with your personality. They do feel like you're a little bit sensitive, you're quite emotional, but they don't take it as a bad thing. I don't think that they're criticizing you to other people when they say that. In fact, I feel like it's a compliment in a lot of ways. They like how sensitive you are. They like how emotional you are, because to them, they feel like it makes you a genuine person. You're not fake. You're not, trying to put on a mask or a persona for others. They feel like they've gotten to know the real you, who is very emotional, very raw, very deep, and you're the type of person that wears your heart on your sleeve. You're very expressive, and they actually really like that about you. They also describe you as somebody who might have a strong spiritual belief system. The reason I wanted to point that out is because of the chakra points here. Maybe you talk about chakras, maybe you do meditation, Reiki healing. It could be that you're interested in the metaphysical arts, and so that's another thing your person shares about you to others. They also feel like maybe sometimes you can be a bit indecisive or distracted. I just heard. I heard wishy-washy. And again, I don't think that's necessarily a criticism. Maybe they feel like sometimes you get into this mode where you're a little bit indecisive, and they help you in a way to ground yourself or make those decisions or talk things out with you. It could be that that's tied in with their perceived view of you being sensitive. Like maybe they feel like sometimes you get overwhelmed when you have to make decisions, so you reach this point of indecisiveness, and then this person steps in to kind of help you out. I'm getting a lot of info about them being somebody who helps you when you have kind of like decision fatigue, I guess you could say. Okay, and then last but not least, we have the bear. I feel like they describe you as a person who's come out of hiding or hibernation after a period of feeling like you were dormant. So it could be that maybe when you met this person, you had just exited out of a long period of singlehood, or maybe you had exited out of a different phase of your life. They view you as somebody who's been reborn, and you're very proud of that. So it's either something they have personally gotten to witness, or something you've described so thoroughly to them that they believe it to be true and they understand it to be true. Because they describe you as a person who's kind of come out of hiding, come out of hibernation. You've been reborn, you've changed at least one major time in your life. So that has gotten us started. I want to get into the tarot now. Let's get more details out. And if I haven't said so already, I hope you're having an amazing day or night. I'm glad you're here. get a couple more out. If the readings resonated so far, by the way, let me know by liking the video and subscribe if you're new. We'd love to have you join us over here. Let's get started with these 3 cards, and then I'll pull more if I feel like we need to. First up, we have the Hermit. Yeah, there's something about you coming out of hiding. It could also be that maybe sometimes you feel like you need to retreat and be alone. You might be more introverted and you might really require a lot of extra solo time to recharge before you come back out again and want to be social. So it could be that maybe you and your person have opposite personality types. Maybe they're like the life of the party type that loves to be out, doing things all the time, socializing, being around groups of people. Maybe you're the type of person that's more quiet, more reserved, more introspective. You may really value your alone time. They just showed me like a library, like a home library. So you may have a room in your house that's dedicated to reading. You might really like to read or write and do that to unwind and recharge at the end of the day. So I do think they also describe you as the type of person that likes your isolation to some degree. You like your alone time. This could also be describing this sort of like emergence we were talking about earlier. Maybe they like to talk about how you have been through a period of time where you spent quite a bit of time working on yourself, doing your inner work, your healing. You could have gone through a big phase in your life where you were single, maybe for a long period of time, to do your own inner work, to do your healing, to be by yourself. They may talk about that with other people, describe you as the type of person who's very committed to your own inner world, okay? Whether that's because you like alone time to recharge or because it's a big part of your spiritual or personal growth journey. They definitely talk about that with others. The Hermit is also Virgo energy, and we have the Queen of Pentacles, which is also Virgo. So you may have strong Virgo placements in your chart. Virgos can be described as very intelligent, analytical. They're kind of like the air sign of the earth signs in a way. So you might have a very earthy type of energy to you, but you're also quite intelligent, analytical. You pay attention to the details. You're very organized. Those might be characteristics they use to describe you to others as well. The Queen of Pentacles is very grounded, very responsible financially, sometimes can be described as business owners, entrepreneurs. So it could be that maybe you started your own business, or you work for yourself, or you're really good with your finances. Maybe you do something in finance for a living, or you're just really good with money management, creating a nice home environment. That could be possible as well. They view you as somebody who is very emotional but grounded. Like, you don't get carried away in your emotions. You might be a bit sensitive. You are a deeply emotional person, but you're also very grounded. You're very concrete, I just heard. You're planted firmly on the ground, okay? We also have the Ace of Swords. I don't remember if I showed this to you or not. You're honest, you're truthful, and you're very smart. There's something about you, I heard bookworm. Maybe you like to read books a lot, or you do a lot of research, or you like to educate yourself. You're always learning things. You're always trying to get to the bottom of things, educating yourself on whatever it is you're interested in. So they view you as somebody who's very intelligent. You're a learner. You're somebody who is always craving more information. You could be a really good communicator. Your voice might be very interesting as well, like the languages you speak. You may speak multiple languages. You may use words that aren't commonplace in everyday vocabulary for a lot of people. You may use your voice for a living as well. Some of you out there may be like a public speaker or somebody who speaks for a living. But yeah, there's something about your communication, your voice, and truth seeking that's coming out from you as well. Your person finds you to be very intelligent. I would say one of the top things that they tell other people about you or use to describe you to other people is that you're very intelligent, you're smart, you're very perceptive, you read between the lines, you're detail oriented, and you're a truth seeker. You're very emotional, yes, but you're also very grounded, and they really like these characteristics about you. I guess the only critique that they might share with other people is that sometimes you get to be a bit indecisive and maybe you lean on them to help you make decisions. If that resonates, it could be that maybe it's because you're almost like too focused on the details and this person helps you to kind of like narrow it in a little bit sometimes. Okay. Whew, that was a lot. That was a lot, you guys. I'm gonna recharge. I'm gonna get you a couple of personal messages out now before we close the reading off. But like I said, honestly, I feel like this person has a lot of good things to say about you. There aren't really a lot of critiques other than maybe you can be a bit indecisive or get decision fatigue. Like if you have to make a decision, maybe you almost like distract yourself by reading into the details to put off making those decisions, and your person might be the type to come and help you with that, or they tell people that's what they do. But anyway, your first personal message is, your life is about to start to move quickly in some areas. Events that seem to have been put on hold suddenly propel forward. Move with the flow and be mindful of what your attention needs most. Okay? And then your affirmation of the day is, my life is a gift and I appreciate everything that I have. This is a really good one, and I always encourage you to affirm it with me and the collective. If you would like to, you can do that by commenting it, reading it. This is a good one to even like write down and stick up on your mirror if you would like to. But I am going to go ahead and pack up, leave this reading here. I want to thank you again for joining in for today's reading. I hope you have a blessed rest of your day or night, and I will see you in the next one. Bye for now.